What's up everyone, welcome back for another video. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. If you're joining us again, welcome back. So let's get into today's video. If you couldn't read the title or see the thumbnail, it's about the SilencerCo Velos LBP 556. All right, so we're just gonna get into this video here about the SilencerCo suppressor. So in this video, I'll probably call it a can, suppressor, silencer, something like that. They were interchangeable. Don't have a heart attack. If you've already been on the channel, like I said before, you already know. But if this is your first time, this is not a very scientific channel. So this is just some dude in the desert going over my thoughts on this suppressor. I do have another video on my other suppressor, the Deadair Sandman S. So this is suppressor number 2 for me. So if by now you didn't make the assumption, I don't have much experience with this stuff. This is just a video. Enjoy. Real quick before we get fully into the video, if you see anything in the video that you like and you want to support the channel in any way, use the links down below. There'll be some Amazon affiliate links. I also do have a discount code with Siley Optics. I do have some torture tests of those videos. They'll be linked down below if you want to see them. Already affordable optics with a higher discount on them. Check those out if you want, or just use the Amazon links. Comment, share, like the video, subscribe, all that stuff, and let's get back into it. So I didn't write a script for this video, so we're just gonna shoot from the hip, which is pretty normal for me. So right here, I do have a video before it was set up like this, but I'm gonna be making another video. It might be the one before this, and there might be one after this, of the whole Spear LT setup that I have right here. 556 is my SBR, but this video right here is about the can right here. So the SilencerCo Velos LBP 556. It's a mouthful to say, but let's go through some of the specs of it, and then we'll just go through some thoughts that I have with it. There is one big issue, not big issue, there is one issue that mildly butthurt about, but it's not really a big deal, but we'll get into that also. This is like I said, it's a 556 can, so it's a dedicated 556 for my 556 gun. All right, so this thing is still a little warm because I was just shooting it, trying to get the footage so then it would cool down by the time I'm ready to leave. But this is a multi-section can. I believe the middle is Inconel and the two ends are stainless steel or something like that, but the baffles are stronger. This is a low back pressure, flow through, whatever words you want to say for not kicking as much gas back to your face. Each company has their own term for it. This is supposed to be 6 inches long. I didn't measure that, if that's supposed to be with or without the mount. 1 3/4 inch diameter. The weight of it is the thing we have an issue with. The weight on the website, let's see what it says. The weight on the website says 15.2 ounces. We will get to that in a little bit. And it has your Charlie ASR mounts on it. MSRP, I believe this is right around $1,000. So since we got the boring specs out of the way that you may or may not already know, let's get into why I got the can. So SilencerCo Velos LBP 556, whatever. So they do have a 7.62 can, which is a larger 30 cal can, which has the bigger hole in it. And they do have the K version, which is shorter. Why did I go with this? I wanted a dedicated 556 can, so 7.62 is out of the question. So the 556K that they offer, shorter can, I have an SBR that's an 11.5 inch barrel. I don't want a K can on that because I do want to kind of bring down the decibels if I can. Another question you may have is, why did you decide to go with the SilencerCo over the competitors? So some of the competitors, PTR, I think it is, PTR Vent, Huxworks, they were like one of the first. Cat, Sig makes one that would have been perfectly fitted on the ridiculous rock set muzzle device that comes on the Spear LT. That probably would have threaded right on, but a little expensive, and I heard they're not that great. Deadair makes one, but with their recent, I think they got them all fixed, but the Sierra 5 that they brought out a year ago or 2 years ago was grenading within like a magazine for like some people, so they wanted to take the chance with Deadair again. So another choice I had also was B&T. They had like some cool one, I forget the name of it, but that one was kind of cool too. So I narrowed it down to 3 choices because I didn't want titanium, because according to, I was getting all this from Spectre Cat. Titanium does not have the same heat stress capabilities as Inconel or like stainless or something like that. So I didn't want titanium, even though I don't have a very big firing schedule, if you will, or very frequent, or whatever it would be. I wanted the ability to just go, and if I wanted to do a mag dump, I don't have to worry about the can getting stressed and premature wear or whatever. So titanium was out of the question. So I pretty much narrowed it down to, my list was Cat. I wanted the WB or the white bread in Inconel with their spooky mount, the SilencerCo Velos, or last choice was the Huxworks 556 or whichever can. Went with this because through my previous employer, I was able to get SilencerCo's industry discount. I'm not gonna say how much it was, but it's a pretty nice discount off of MSRP. If you wanna know what that is, you could reach out to SilencerCo yourself and see if you qualify for their program. That's pretty much why we went with this. And it was a lot faster to get it. The Spectre Cat was very hard to find. I found like one, I think, and it was through a company, I think it was through like Bauer Precision or something like that. So then I would have to pay transfer fees and all that stuff. This, even though I had to pay a transfer fee, it was pretty steep discount. Now, like we spoke about before, this is not a scientific channel, so I don't have decibel readings for you. I do have this video that I could play for you, which is from about 30 yards-ish, shooting my SilencerCo Velos on my SBR next to, well, directly next to or whatever, my 16-inch AR with the Deadair Sandman S on it. Same ammo, that's the only similarity between the two, but here it is. Now, I don't think we have the right microphone on this because this one, but I am going to shoot a couple rounds with no ears. Don't do this at home or whatever. It's still pretty loud. I wouldn't really consider it hearing safe because it's 5.56, so 5.56 I don't think will ever be hearing safe unless you go subsonic, and then they don't really work. But we're gonna shoot this, and then I will grab my other rifle with the Deadair Sandman on it and shoot it, and we'll have my direct comparison for me to tell you. But let's just shoot a couple rounds. Just gonna shoot it into the dirt over there. And one on steel. Okay, now let's switch over. Now we're going to switch over to this. This is a, this was my first AR. I actually bought this when I was still living in New York, so it had all like the New York stuff. But this is a F1 Firearms, which I believe turned into Watchtower, which is going under or bankrupt or whatever. But F1 Firearms, Deadair Sandman S on it, and some Primary Arms LPVO, because I'm not a really big LPVO fan and I wanted to try one out, so that's why that's on there. So I got a cheap one. Let's see direct comparison next to it, just into the dirt. Yeah, this is a lot louder. So that pretty unscientific test, Deadair Sandman loses this one, but like I said earlier, my testing pool is two. It's a SilencerCo Velos and a Deadair Sandman. One thing I have noticed with this seems to get a lot hotter, a lot faster. I don't know if that's part of the flow through low back pressure thing, but the Deadair Sandman, same amount of rounds that I put through this and I put through that one I could still pretty much grab it and take it off barehanded. This one, after like 5 rounds, it's pretty damn hot and needs to cool down. All right, so we did some quick little shooting with the can and some of the specs and whatnot, and why I did it, why I got it. Let's go over 2 things that I don't like about it, I guess. So the weight they put on their website for this can is 15.2 ounces. And now on the screen, you will see me weighing this can before I left to go film today. This is how much the can really weighs. I would say I have maybe 400 rounds through this can since I've got it. So the whole carbon buildup thing, I don't think is gonna be a big deal or add 4 ounces to it. I'm assuming it's their whole Charlie mounting system here, which is pretty damn heavy. And it is actually heavier than my Deadair Sandman, which actually has its weight listed at 17.7 ounces, which is exactly what I weighed it as. So I know there's a thing with the 3D printing stuff that it can have variances, but a 4 ounce difference seems pretty ridiculous. So the only complaint that I have is if you're going to list the weight of it, list it in the orientation that it ships. So if, like I said, if that's the weight with this mount, put that on your website, or have another line under it that just says the weight without the mount and the weight with the mount, just so you can make an informed decision. Because I did want a lighter can because the Spear LT is pretty front heavy already, and this is not helping the situation out by being 2 ounces heavier than a very outdated-ish can, the Deadair Sandman, and heavier a lot more than something like the Hux or the Cat. Then one other issue I have, it's probably just me, I probably just have to tighten something. I'm not 100% sure on this one just yet, but I believe this mount gets a little loose sometimes. Actually, it's doing it right now. So if you unlock the Charlie locking mechanism and you do this, I'm not sure what that is because it's not breaking free. That's a situation I have to figure out. So the muzzle device is not spinning, and I don't see anything. I don't see any, like the mount doesn't look like it's spinning. The muzzle device isn't spinning. I don't really know what's in there spinning right now. And right now the can won't come off. All right, I was able to get it off. What I had to do was actually lock this back down, turn this as tight as I could with my hand, and then unlock it and loosen it. So I'm assuming it's something with the threads on the inside with the mount not being tight. User error, yes, but at the same time, maybe not the greatest design for this, but they do, like, they even sell a direct mount thread Charlie adapter. So it's almost like they know people aren't gonna like this for some reason, but I don't know. The locking mechanism seems pretty good, but in this situation, hasn't been the greatest for me. So in practice with about 400-ish rounds, like I said, give or take a little bit more, this can so far has been pretty good to me, other than just the unmounting situation I was just talking about. Otherwise, it's been pretty good. Sound-wise, I think it's pretty good. I haven't really noticed much gas coming back to the face yet. I'm usually shooting outdoors, so take that how you want. Obviously, you're gonna get some gas back to the face with any can. This can, bunch of air forward, not as much coming back because we do have the 3D printed aspect of it with some extra holes for flow throughness. So I had pretty good luck with this can so far. No real complaints other than just me complaining about the listed weight for it, and then just the mount being a little loose, which they do send a spanner wrench with your stuff, so I should be able to tighten that up and fix that issue, no problem. And if it ever happens again, I could just take it off, rock set it, put it back on, and then I shouldn't have that issue ever again. SilencerCo seems to put out some pretty nice products, and they are local to Utah, so good for them.